you can actually add magic in your speech. Well, let me tell you how. The first step says Zeigarnik Effect. Zeigarnik Effect was created by Bluma Zeigarnik. Now, who was Bluma Zeigarnik? Bluma Zeigarnik was a Russian psychologist who did a lot of researches on human behavior. So, well, the concept of suspense, which is used by a lot of media today, was again started by Bluma Zeigarnik, which is called a Zeigarnik effect. As Bluma Zeigarnik says that half unfinished things are generally remembered by human beings. It's a very interesting pattern that she created. She said that, if you finish something, you will forget it. But if there's something which is incomplete, you will remember it. For example, if you go back, I'm a 90s kid, so if you go back to 90s where we had serials and award functions when there was no Netflix, we would always see that, somebody standing and giving awards, and a person would say the award goes to and break. And now the entire break, we were like in a very restless mode because we want to understand that who got this award, right? So this is exactly the suspense creation is called Zeigarnik effect. Later on, it's again used by a lot of things like technology like Netflix, Amazon Prime Videos. That's how we end up binge watching a serial. So now we'll understand how can we actually add um, Zeigarnik effect in our speech. Well, if you speak very slow, then you can add Zeigarnik effect in your speech. Now let's see the second tip. It says the power of thought units. Now, what is thought units? If you speak, say for example, if I have to speak on this glass, which is like, this is what I could see around me. If I have to speak something on this glass, then how can I add Zeigarnik effect? I can add Zeigarnik effect in my speech if I speak in thought units. Thought unit means speaking in small sentences. For example, this is a glass. It has water in it. It has clean drinking water in it, and so on. Now, when I'm speaking slow in small thought units, I'm actually adding magic in my speech. Now, if I want to speak this entire conversation really fast, then I will end up using a lot of fillers. This is exactly what thought unit says. If you speak slow, very slow, then you allow thoughts in your brain to come and speak, and then you follow those thoughts and then you speak. But now, if I really want to speak fast, I'm going to add fillers like this is a glass and it has water in it. Ooh. So fillers will sound very irritating. When I'm conscious about my fillers, I will use less fillers because I'm conscious about it. Because with awareness comes control. And if I'm not conscious about my fillers, I will use multiple fillers. Yeah. So you can actually create magic through your speech by following Bluma Zeigarnik. That is by speaking very slow and breathing constantly, listening to the other person and speaking in small sentences. Right? You don't have to join two sentences and speak a lot. Like this, you will be avoiding fillers and speaking slow. That's about it. And then reducing the rate of speech. I mean, I can also say that this is a glass and it has water in it and it's a clean drinking water. No. So I'm speaking very fast. Now, if I'm speaking very fast, the other person will automatically lose the track of what I'm speaking. And the moment the other person loses the track of what I'm speaking, the person will automatically lose the interest. And hence, communication will not happen clearly. So now if I speak very slow, like this is a glass, it has some water in it. It's a clean drinking water. This is a glass, it's made up of glass. It's breakable. Now if I'm speaking these lines slowly and gradually, and after each line, I'm giving a 2-second pause. Like, again, if you can look at me very clearly and you can actually do this, it's going to really act magic in your speech. For example, again, this is a glass, 1, 2. It has some water in it. It's a breakable glass. We can even use it in microwave because it is made up of glass. Now, I took 2-second pause after each line. Like, this is a glass. It has some water in it. It can be used in microwave. I can have hot water, hot milk, or anything that I like in this glass. I can also have cold water and cold milk. Now, what did you just notice? I spoke slow. I spoke in thought unit. Hence, zero filler, and the rate of speech is also great. So this is exactly the way you can add magic through your speech. Very simple tip. Use Zeigarnik Effect. Speak slow. Add thought units. Thought unit means create very small sentences after each sentence. Just take 2-second pause. Try and avoid fillers, that is ka, pa. That can sound very irritating at the end. And then reduce the rate of speech. Don't run away from this language. Because I am not a native English speaker, so I always try and run away from that language. I somehow want to finish my conversation in English and run away. With this, what disaster I'm creating is I'm creating a very high rate of speech, because of which my communication is not happening very clearly. So these are something that you can do, and if you actually follow these 4 simple steps, you can act magic through your speech.